What's up everyone, Hachi here bringing you another Marvel Strike Force video. Now, today we're going to be looking at the top 6 most powerful attacks in Marvel Strike Force. Let's check it out. Okay. Now today, there's been a lot of negativity circling around the game lately if you follow any of the chats or forums, so I'm going to focus on some of the things that I like about this game. Now, who doesn't love a nice, awesome, powerful, smashing attack? Okay? I love them. So I decided to dive into the stats of the game and take a look at who has the most powerful attacks. Now, that being said, some of these attacks, a special mention goes out to characters like Juggernaut and Storm, and there's a few others who have charged attacks, or where there's a synergy with another teammate and that gives them an extra damage boost. I'm excluding all those from this right now, and we're looking at a single player by themselves doing a damaging attack and what the actual damage is. Now, I know a lot of you right now are thinking, ooh, I know who it is. I was actually surprised. So go ahead and down in the comments, well, don't pause the video yet because listen to what I'm about to say. Go ahead and post down in the comments before you watch the rest of this video who you think the top 6 attacks are. Okay? Go ahead and post down there. We'll see how many of them we get right. I was right on a few. I was surprised by a few. So this is going to be a great list. Okay. Now, I know that some of you are thinking, well, Iron Fist has got to be on the list, right? Actually, he was not. This was the biggest shocker to me. I use Defenders all the time, and I was very, very surprised that Iron Fist does not have one of the top 6 most powerful attacks in the game. Now, when you look at his stats, you may think, Hachi, what are you talking about? His attack does 700% damage. Yes, I know. 700% damage is a lot. However, if you look at Iron Fist, I'm cheating here. If you look at his actual stats, you have to take into account the amount of damage that he does as a character. 700%, it's 700% of his damage. Now, when you look up his damage statistics in comparison with everyone else, he's actually middle of the road. He's not really a damage dealer. He's more of a healer. I mean, if you use Defenders, you know that. So, that being said, I've set the same statistics for all of these characters. We're looking at a 7-star character with no red stars, level 70, gear tier 12 with their passive ability set to 5. So those are the parameters for all these characters. Now, when we look at Iron Fist, aka Mr. Danny Rand, we have he has a damage at those stats of 7,302. So if you take 700% of that, he can deal a whopping 51,000 damage by himself. A lot of you might be saying, oh, well, I have him close to that, and he does more damage than that. He's doing like 60, 65,000. Well, you got to think that when you use him with the Defenders, he does get an increase to his damage, but that's outside of the scope of what we're looking at. We're looking at single attack power by themselves. Okay, that being said, oh my gosh, I've talked enough as it is. Let's get into it. First character up, we have a tie. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this tiebreaker here. The first one here is Bullseye, aka Mr. Benjamin Poindexter. He is a blaster character, and at the parameters I discussed before, his damage is up at 9,615. His ultimate ability, Kill Shot, is at level 7, does 550% damage plus, I will add plus, excluding the crit damage. There's also a 30% chance for crit damage, so it's going to do a lot of damage. However, if you take that 550% damage, he does an attack of 52,800, and that's small font. Need my glasses. 52,883. Let's go ahead and check out his attack here. So he kind of does like a little spinning back fist, super accurate, fancy bullseye shot to the face. Okay. Now, I should also say, I don't have all these characters up at the max level. So, if you're sitting there thinking, well, that was nowhere close to 52,000 damage, because I don't have Bullseye at 7 stars. Who does? Who upgrades Bullseye? I know everyone's going to be like down in the comments, like, I upgrade Bullseye. Bullseye's awesome. I try to keep my videos under 10 minutes, but I can tell already that this is going to be a long one. Okay. The tie for the 6th most powerful character, we have your favorite in mind, the Merc with the mouth, Deadpool. Funny how they're both mercenary characters. Either way, Deadpool, aka Wade Wilson, is a brawler character. He has the same damage statistic when at 7 stars, level 70 gear tier 12, passive set at 5. 0 red stars. You may be wondering why not the red stars. Well, the red star percentage scales progressively. So if you have a 3-star Deadpool and a 3-star Bullseye, their stats are still going to be the same, given the fact that everything else is equal. Okay, now Deadpool, his bounty hunter, which is interesting that this is actually his 2nd tier attack. It's not his ultimate attack. When at level 7, does 550% damage as well, the same amount of damage as the kill shot for Bullseye, doing a whopping 52,883 damage. Looking at Mr. Pool's attack here, it's a very comical. I kind of like slowing this one down. He skips in, you see the bunnies, you see the squirrels, he distracts them, and then whips out the Terminator style shotgun and then blasts them to pieces. Now, I will say the perk to this, as you may know if you play Deadpool, is that he avoids taunts. Or this attack avoids taunts, and it automatically targets the weakest character. So it's pretty cool. So Bullseye, he can get an extra 30% crit chance, whereas Deadpool can avoid a taunt and attack the weakest character, or the character with the most damage, or however it's worded. Okay, now that's number 6. Number 5 is, I wish maybe I'll like find a drum roll, like sound effect or something to put on this video. If you hear it, then that's what I did. Okay, number 5 is Miss Nachios herself, Elektra. Okay, now she is a brawler character, and she is in actually the same damage category as Deadpool as well as Bullseye. So at the 7-star blah blah blah, she is at 9,615 damage as well. Her vital strike at level 7 does 600% damage, which can do a total of 57,690. Okay, if we watch that here, she starts out typically from a stealth if you used her 2nd tier attack, and then when she does her ultimate, she does a vanishing ninja smoke bomb, drops in side strike to the back. Next up at number 4, we have, hopefully you've seen the movie, Miss Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel. Also a brawler character. She is super new to the game right now, but appears to be super powerful. Okay, she is in the same damage category as the previous 3 characters at 9,614. Her ultimate attack, binary, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but either way, her ultimate attack does 640 damage. Let's take a look at that here. She goes into her super awesome combat helmet mode and then does a super powerful attack. That 640 damage, when applied to that 9,614 damage score, gives her 61,530 damage in one strike. Coming in at number 3, we have your favorite and mine, a villain character, along with Elektra there. And I guess Deadpool's not a villain, but you have a nice mix of villains and heroes. Either way, coming in at number 3, you have Captain America's best bud, Bucky, also known as the Winter Soldier. He is a blaster character. He actually is of a higher damage tier than all the previous ones. When at 7 stars, level 70, gear tier 12, passive 5, he does 10,241 damage. Now, that's a lot. I will say that his level 7 ultimate ability, Mechanical Arm, does 630% damage, which is technically less percentage damage than we just saw on Captain Marvel. However, he is of a higher damage category, so he does a whopping 64,518 damage with one strike. And I should also say he does get an extra 25% crit chance on this as well, which can cause even more damage than that. Let's take a look at Bucky. He charges up his power arm, he gets a red glowing fist. Wow, that looks really similar to Iron Fist's attack. I think we might have reused some footage on this one. Nevertheless, super powerful attack. Okay, there's number 3. Number 2 was surprising to me. I know that this is a powerful attack, but I didn't realize how powerful until I actually looked it up. we've got the one, the only, the man, the myth, Mr. Tony Stark, Iron Man. He is a blaster character. He is in a higher damage category than even the Winter Soldier. When at 7-star, no red stars. Level 70, gear tier 12, passive 5. He does a total damage of 10,866. His Unibeam attack at level 7 does 600% damage. I know, less than the 630, less than the 640 we've already seen, but due to his damage tier, he just edges out Bucky with 1,000 more points damage, doing an attack total of 65,196. Once again, he also, as a character, has a 25% crit chance, similar to Bucky. And these are actually the only two characters that have that high of a crit chance as one of their base statistics. Let's look at his attack. You'll see here he powers up his arc reactor, which I don't even know if it's the arc reactor in that level of armor. I'm sure somebody's going to post down below, well, actually, that's the Mark 43 armor, so he does have the arc reactor in the Mark 43. Whatever. He powers up his arc reactor, does a super powerful chest blast, and completely obliterates the opponent. Now, originally Iron Man was the number 1 on this list, but I decided to put him down at number 2 because it's not quite factual, and I love being as factual as possible. Number 1 most powerful single attack in the game is from who other than can top Iron Man, but Iron Man's own creation. Don't you dare say Iron Man didn't create Ultron, because I'm going off of the MCU, but Ultron. Now, Ultron is a character that, when I checked today, only 7 people in existence can actually play. So he's kind of a number 1, but who's really going to get to him at some point? I mean, you can play this game for years and dump a bunch of money into it and still not get Ultron, unless they kind of lighten up on him a little bit. That being said, Ultron does have the single most powerful attack in the game. He is at a damage category the same as Iron Man. He does 10,866 damage when at a 7-star. He has his Purge System attack that does 700% damage. So, same damage category as Iron Man, except for he's got 700% damage. Now, 700% damage, but it's all piercing damage, so it completely ignores any armor the character has, so it does a whopping 76,862 damage. Smashes fools. Now, that being said, he also gets ×2 piercing damage, so he'll do like 152,000 damage if that character has defense up. So, Ultron, number 1 most powerful character in the game. It's not surprising once you actually hear it if you've ever had to fight Ultron in any of the nodes. He's a pain. However, it's interesting to actually see those statistics. Now, you know it, top 6, there they are. Post which one is your favorite, and if you liked this video, please click the thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to my content, I'll bring you lots more Marvel Strike Force stuff. Please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.